Hi, everybody. Welcome.
Welcome in. Welcome, Julian, our second guest. We're so happy to have you.
We're
I'm
so
so
excited.
excited.
Oh my
Thank you for
gosh.
having me. I'm
I'm s-
stoked.
I'm so grateful that you decided to do this. So, to our listeners out there, this is Julien Lunsford. So, Julian is at this point, well, will be a world-renowned photographer. Her business is Photography by Julian, and we're just going to get into it today.
Let's do it.
Neen, give us a little background. I'm just meeting Julian for the first time now. So give us a little background on how you guys met and
So,
what made you want to ask her to come on.
fair. So Julian was someone who I thought of right when we started this podcast,
Mm-hmm.
because I was thinking of like who has successful creative businesses that we could talk to. And Julian and I met at Georgia Southern University. Go Eagles!
Go Eagles. Well, it's crazy too. Nina and I have known each other since college. And then I found the pod maybe like 2 months ago. I don't know how long you guys have been doing it though, like several months, right?
Three.
Three at this point. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then maybe I did kind of find it early on. Um, but anyway, I found it and it was just like so magnetic to me. I saw your Instagram. I was watching their reels. Your feed looks so amazing. And you guys just spoke to me so much and like being
Thank
a
you.
yeah, you're welcome. But like being a business owner, especially like a solopreneur vibe, can feel so isolating, as I'm sure y'all know. And just hearing other people share similar experiences is so powerful, especially too, because we're in totally different industries. So I was just like so thrilled to find you guys and so loving everything that you guys have put out.
Music to our ears.
I'm blushing.
Yeah, Sam, I'm blushing. I think that's our goal to like normalize the conversation about like the challenges, the isolation of it, like all these things. Like it's so worth it at the end of the day, but it is tough. So like giving a little view into that and the like kind of honesty behind it is one of our goals. And so I think getting to talk to people in different industries too will help that
Mhm.
create a story. So it's not just our specific interior design or textiles, like the things that we know. Um, and then even getting into like what could be hard about like the operations and the accounting and the business things. So anyone that has this little like urge or spark can come here and kind of get an idea of like, okay, well maybe I need to hire this person or whatever. So yeah, I'm just like I'm so happy that you're finding a little piece of that and it's
Yeah.
resonating.
Yeah. You guys are definitely creating a common thread just
I'm
between a bunch of people.
I love that. And you bring a really good point. Like it is lonely. It's like lonely because even if you have like a lot of really good friends, which I know you do, like you have a solid friend group, and it's like it doesn't matter because like when you're a dreamer and you're kind of like always thinking outside the box and like we call it like head in the clouds, it can get kind of like lonely if like other people can't like vibe with you. Does that make sense? Like other people can't
Yes.
vibe with you on that level where you're like, oh, I had this idea and da da da, and they're like, I cannot follow, and it's like no fault on them. It's just
A different
how
language,
exactly,
for sure.
exactly. Yeah, I've lost people like eyes glazed over in a
Yeah.
conversation. I'm like, and that's fair.
And that's why I was like so thrilled to find you because I just felt like we were speaking the same language. Every single
Yeah.
thing I scrolled past, I was like, wow, this hits, this resonates so hard. And it was just really cool. Um,
Hey,
That's
so yeah,
surreal.
this is really exciting. Thank you for saying that.
I
of
love it.
course.
It really means a lot to us because we're just throwing stuff out, and some days we're like, "What are we doing?" But
Yeah.
we're just hoping that that stuff can land for even if it's just one person. Doesn't
Yeah.
have to. Again, we might get some eyes glazed over. But yeah, it's like also too with when you have an issue come up. I think running this stuff, you are like, "Who do I go to for advice?" Like,
Hmm.
in everyone can come up with a different thing. Like, I really struggle with, like, the tax part of business and, like,
Oh my God.
keeping track of all the finances and stuff, and everyone has a different take on it. Someone's like, "Use this tool, use that tool, call this person," and I'm like, "Can you just do it? Can you just help me figure it out? Like, give me whatever." So, I'm excited, like, when we interview people, even if it's, like, we go into more detail offline, like, continuing these conversations of having more connections of people that I know are similar age to me, similar, whatever, that I can be like, "Hey, do you have a good person that helped you file this year or someone that helped you, whatever, I think that will be cool too in the community of just getting more resources. Cause it's kind of overwhelming to like go on Google and be like,
Oh God, forget it.
how do, you know?
Oh
I
my
like the
gosh.
human part, the connection part.
Yeah, you guys are creating a network.
Hmm.
Oh, I hope
Okay.
so.
Sorry, we'll back up now. So give us a little bit about, I guess, where do we start? Do we start like
Wait,
where you grew
I have
up?
something funny about Nina that I have to say
Yeah.
first. Or it's
Yeah.
not funny.
I knew it was. I knew
No,
there was something.
it's good. It's good. It's all good.
I
It's
knew.
all good things. Okay. This is the
I almost dodged
first.
it.
I'm excited.
Wait,
You're
I'm
like,
so
anyway, let's
excited.
talk about you. No.
Yeah.
Okay. The first time that I, in my brain, was like, Nina, this girl, she's going places, was in college. Um, Nina, you were on a kick one time on Twitter, I feel it was. And you were, I mean, it was
Twitter
educational
will
and it
get me
was
canceled one day.
beautiful, but it was about, you were like really speaking a lot on like health and hydration and like movement and just all the things health.
Wait,
And
I love this.
I was like, I'm so inspired. I'm like, have I drank my water today? I'm going to now. Like,
I
I
have
will
zero
do
memory
whatever
of this.
really?
Wait, that's amazing too,
Yeah.
because that was like pre when everyone was like, that's when 10, probably,
Yeah,
6,
that was
10 years ago.
ew.
8 years
But
ago.
yeah.
We're still
Ew.
glowing
I know.
Mm-hmm.
because we're drinking water.
Mm-hmm. But no, I was like, she's very persuasive and I really like it. And she seems very driven.
I
And
love
here you
that.
are.
Oh my God. And you know what, Julian? I probably just woke up that day and I was like, I need to share this with the world. No one's drinking water. I probably saw my roommates not drink water for a day and I was like, I gotta save the world. And then I probably just like took to this for like a week and then completely forgot it existed. Like that's probably exactly what happened. No
Well, you
discipline back
inspired
then.
me that week.
I
Well,
love that. We
hell
gotta
yeah.
find those. We gotta find those little
No, if we
shares.
uncover my tweets, I'm
Yeah.
actually going to get canceled. I have tweeted every thought in my mind. And like that's like
Find the hydration tweet.
no, there's like I have to do this because like like have you ever done like a girls' night with your friends where they like do a PowerPoint of like who said what? Has anyone ever
Yeah.
done this? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I did this with my girls and I was absolutely flabbergasted by the things that I have put out on the internet. There is no way, I mean, truly questionable. I'm gonna have to answer to some people one day. Or I'm gonna have to just go online and cancel myself just to get it
You're
over
gonna have
with.
to get media trained when we get bigger on this.
I know.
I'm just
That's
kidding.
on manifest.
Or I could Renee Rapp it. And
Yeah,
I'm kind of
honestly,
inspired by her.
just let it flow. Just let it rip.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
my gosh, that's hilarious, Joanne. I just remember when I first met you, I was like, this is the most beautiful person I've ever seen in my life. And then the
Yeah.
first thing I noticed
Wow.
about you were your dimples. And I was like, oh my gosh,
Oh.
like literally perfect. Like,
Get them
like
for my dad. He's got some crazy dimples. You should see him. They're like,
really?
it's really cute.
No, I just remembered like, and then I was like, and then I think I met you through Kat,
For
right?
sure.
Yes,
I'm sure. Yeah.
I'm sure of it.
Because you guys became pretty close like freshman year,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Shout
Yeah.
out Kat.
Shout out Kat. And
That's a
the
good name.
Kat was who I texted to be like, I want Julie on the podcast. Give me her number. So
Oh, I
actually, shout
had
out
your
to
number
Kat.
saved. I don't know, I guess from college, but yeah.
Hell yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's get into it. I want to know how you got like to the point where you were like, I'm starting a photography business. Like, where did this even come from?
Yeah, but start way back because I think for me that stuff is
Yeah,
super
way back.
interesting. Like,
Okay.
and you feel free to share whatever. There's no tangent too crazy for us. I think that because when I started, I started explaining our like founder story. Like we come from just such a different. We grew up in Atlanta, but different POVs and experiences with business and internships and degrees and all these things. Yet we're kind of here, going whatever. So I think it's interesting and inspiring for people to hear where it started, what your parents did for work, what you were interested in high school, did you do art, like anything like that, then people can kind of put the pieces together and then reflect and maybe they'll, take something from that.
Yeah.
So there's
No,
no detail too weird is
So-
my point.
Mhm.
Okay. This is very like Alex Cooper. I love how she always goes back to the childhood.
Yeah, right.
That's a
It's
sweet spot.
Yeah,
That's
it
a
says
It
a lot
is.
about a
It is. A
person.
lot of the good interviewers out there are pushing that. I like it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like therapy. But okay, we'll go back. Okay, let's just start. I grew up in Cumming, Georgia. I've lived here for 27 years. I was born in Nashville, but I've only been back once since I was 3. Cumming, Georgia, girly. I went to high school here. I loved high school. I was very free-spirited when I was young, very fearless, a little bad.
Wow.
I
Always
love it.
always up to something.
Mischievous.
Mischievous, you know what? That was actually a word I was thinking of
Do you
earlier,
have
yeah.
siblings?
I have older half-siblings on my dad's side, so I'm my mom's only child, so I grew up in the house alone, so I feel like I'm an only child, but when I say that, my friends are like, "You're literally not, though. Like, you're not."
You're not
That's
mentally
good. Yeah.
stimulated by like siblings, they like mentally honestly bother you at all times. So like if you're in a house without that constant mental stimulation and like you have all that time to yourself, like I'm not an only
You have a
Yeah.
child,
little
but
trouble.
I didn't get my sister till I was 5 years old. Like I felt like a part of my life I was an only child where I was like so in my own thoughts and creativity at all times. You should
Yes.
like really entertain yourself.
Yes, very much so. I was very independent, still am. But yeah, I would like beg my parents to like have a kid. I'm like, hello, I'm bored. But I don't know. In a way, I'm like grateful for it. I feel like this is gonna send you guys on a tangent right here. I rode horses competitively. I heard your episode recently about
We
horses.
love
Anyway,
it.
Dude, they're
No,
insane.
that's good. Go into it. You rode them competitively?
I rode them competitively in high school, yeah. So like I was this like free spirited, like gal, but this kept me grounded and disciplined somewhat, because I was like really into it, really obsessed with it.
Cool.
So that was high school. I did, art. I did actually some photography classes in high school. Nothing crazy though. And then college.
Were you like the friend with the camera at all? Like in high school?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
With
like
my little digital Canon. Yeah,
the camera was
Yeah.
with
So
you. Like
you were
yeah,
into it. Like you had the bug a little bit.
for sure. Yeah,
Okay.
which I'll kind of get to. Like my mom put a camera in my hands when I was little bitty.
and it's the best picture in the world. I want to put
Oh
the
my gosh.
picture. I'm gonna put the picture right here. You're gonna send me the picture. The picture's gonna be right here. It's the cutest thing
I
ever.
can't wait
It
to
made
see.
me fall in love with your brand. Like that is where
Oh,
like there's so much soul and I just anyways, continue. It's
oh,
my
that
favorite
means a
thing.
lot. Thank you.
Yes, I love it.
Dang, I've never thought about it that way. But yes. So, okay, so that's high school and then college, go Eagles. I went to Southern, which like college was fine for me. In another life, I definitely went to SCAD or just somewhere more creative, like studied something actually creative in photography or even like marketing. I don't know. But I did love my major at Georgia Southern, and I really like didn't give a shit about my grades until I found this major.
Wait, what'd you
I
graduate with? What's
like
your major?
major
Yeah.
communication studies, and then I minored in marketing. So communication studies is like literally all about just humans and how we communicate. It's
Ooh.
it feels almost like psychology and
Yeah.
sociology or something. Very tangible, useful stuff. I really
That should be
was
more of a requirement for,
obsessed.
like, everyone to be taking stuff like that, because that's kinda the whole
Yeah.
premise of, like, walking through the world is
Life.
understanding, like, what is this like, if your boss is like this, there's probably a reason why, you
Yep.
know? And
Mhm.
just the way that that all can, like,
What
trickle
a
into
setup and what a setup for
No, it's great.
entrepreneurship. What like
Yeah.
that is like we always talk about how like through life you acquire these skills and sometimes you don't really know in the moment like why you're learning it, but then you get further down the road and then all of a sudden that skill's being called to use and you're like, "Oh my gosh, that's why I
Yes.
learned this." Like,
And I felt very drawn to it, and I didn't quite know why. I mean, I thought it was really interesting. It is really interesting, but yeah, I was like from then on out, like obsessed with my grades, dean's list, miss like at the library, writing my papers all night. My friends were like, like, is everything okay? I don't think these assignments are that pressing. And I was like, no, 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 like I'm obsessed.
I love this. You
I
rarely
didn't
hear
know
of
you
that.
Yeah, I didn't know you did a switch up that hard.
It was quite the character arc. It really was. Like
Did you go into school with that choice? Like, did you click that box when you got there, or did you switch to that?
I switched to this like my junior year. Yeah, like my junior year.
Okay,
Like
cool.
like school and grades were really not important to me, sadly, because when I apply myself, I'm there and I'm with it and I'm good.
Yeah.
But my poor like parents and I just didn't give a shit until this.
It's very entrepreneurial spirit of you, though. That's
Mm.
like I think that's a common thread for a lot of people that go start their own businesses and stuff.
Yep.
Well,
It's like
it's
when you're
like
locked in, you do what you do well, but when you're not interested, you're like, "Yep,
Completely
see you later."
uninterested. Yep.
very much. It's like when I'm obsessed, I'm obsessed. When I'm not, cannot
Yeah,
be bothered.
Are
right.
you still that extreme with things that you're obsessed with and not obsessed with?
Kind of,
Yeah.
but I'm more balanced now, like, for
Yeah.
sure.
A
Like,
little bit more disciplined.
I'm
Like,
much more disciplined.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like, I understand that not everything in life is gonna be so thrilling, and you still have to do it. And that excites me. Like, discipline now excites me, so that's good.
Mhm. Yeah.
Thank
Else I
God.
wouldn't be here.
The routine kinda gets addicting in its own way, you know?
It
Yeah.
really does. It really does. I love
Okay,
a
sorry,
routine.
keep going. So you start crushing this major and you're
You're
into
killing
it.
it.
So, yeah, but I mean, so that's college, and I would say that was my first time that I was really just, like, obsessed with hard work, and it's, like, interesting seeing that common thread now and how it carried me into where I am now. Um,
I like that. I feel like I just recently became obsessed with hard work. Like something for me clicked like this year. And it's always kind of been there, but something that's me like really clicked this year where I was like, I just want to work my ass off towards all the things that I love. And like I
yeah.
want to like grow these little seeds and like see what happens. So that is like that's powerful for you to hit at that age, I guess is what I'm getting at. Cause that I feel like is like that's such a gift to be given that young to
Mhm.
where like you're like so you become so in tune with the things that you like to do. And then you also have like the gift of working hard and then wanting to work hard. Like that is such a gift.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a daily practice, though, as I'm
True.
sure,
Mhm.
like,
It floats in and
ev
out.
yeah, like, motivation can be fleeting, but the discipline, I feel like, has stuck, um, over the past few years because it, like, has to.
Yeah.
Or else, because I
Yeah,
mean, it's like if I'm not running my business, nobody is, as you
there you go.
guys, can relate to too. It's
Yep.
like a one man show here. If I'm not answering those emails, they're not getting answered. But yeah, that was college. And then do we graduate the same year? Nina, did we graduate 2018, both of us?
Yes.
Yeah. I
Impressive that you graduated at the same time that I did. Because
why?
with changing a major that late in
Oh,
the game, that's insane.
oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
you have to take extra stuff.
I did like summer classes and stuff. Um, College,
Honestly, that's
guys, I don't
insane.
remember a lot of college. I just feel like not in like that
It's a
way. I'm just
blur.
like,
I
it's
know,
a
it's a blur.
long time ago. I
I
think I disassociated. I don't know.
Same, same. Everything happens, like, way too fast. You're just, like, going with
Mhm.
it. Or just kind of, like, asleep at the wheel, I feel
It's
like, in a
like
way.
survival mode to the to the
Mhm.
yeah, you're just like surviving past classes and then you're surviving going out and then you're
Yes.
surviving Sundays and then you're surviving this. Like
My
it's just
gosh.
Mhm.
nonstop.
I was so happy to not have to go out anymore. Yeah, that was like never really my scene. And just like Statesboro, like I said, in general,
It's enough,
in
but
in another life, I will go scat. But
Yeah, I was the same way. I have this thing where I'm like, "You can't regret because all roads lead you to where you're supposed to go." But I'm
exactly.
like or something
I
like
know.
that, you know?
Yeah.
I just was scared.
Next
well,
time.
I
Next
know where
time.
y'all's kids will be going.
Yeah, exactly.
Those artsy kids, they're
Mm.
heading straight to the art schools.
Mhm.
Mhm. Okay, so then you graduate, and then where'd you land? What'd you do for work?
So I graduate. I just got, a 9 to 5 at a healthcare company called Jackson Healthcare in Alpharetta, Georgia. Honestly, like really great corporate experience. I'm really happy that I had that experience. I feel like I learned a lot about running a business that I took into running my own. Like I loved the way they ran their business and the values behind it. I loved the way they handled their customer service. And I did a lot of customer service and like client experience work for them. So that carried over pretty heavily to my business now. So glad that I had that experience. I worked there 4 years. Um, and I was just like hustling on this on the side for 2 years.
So you were
And
so you were like so you're working pretty much like two full-time jobs. So
yeah,
what was the moment though when you were working at this healthcare? Is that
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Healthcare place. Um, and then you were like, "Okay, I'm starting a photography business." Because that's like if you're when you're already working 9 to 5, like that's so exhausting. And I know there's a lot of people out there that might be in that position of like wanting that have that passion or wanting to like explore this other side of them, but also like they might be tired. Like how did you even start that? Was it like a friend that you were like, oh, I'm gonna do photography for this wedding? Or like, how did that even happen?
Feel like I just kind of realized that wedding photography was something people legitimately did as a career and did well at. You know who it was? It's Ashlyn Cathy, shout out. I watched her.
Wow. Yeah, she's amazing.
She's amazing. And she inspired me a lot in the beginning and kind of opened my eyes to what was possible in a creative photography career. So I saw her doing it, and I don't know, I just started like I would be in my cubicle in my corporate office just like listening to podcast, just like binge listening to all the photography education I could find. Um,
You became a student again.
yes, and I
Yeah.
still am. Yeah, for sure.
Course. Wait, this is great. So you're sitting at the office. You have, whether you're doing admin or doing typing, you still have the ability to put some headphones on and like sneak in that education while you're getting paid. And then did you have a camera? Like, did you know you were like, I have this camera, that camera, like I kind of have some of the tools. Like, what was your setup with like what you had on hand to start?
Bought like a beginner camera after I kind of like got really invested in this idea of doing photography, which, like I said, like when I get obsessed with something, I'm like insane. So I get a camera, just a little baby beginner. I think it was like $600. They still sell it. It's a great camera. Um, and then I started taking a few in-person courses just about camera basics, manual camera settings, just how to like work a camera manually and not on auto. And then it was just like me and my friends shooting for fun. And something I did in the beginning, which I kind of was like reflecting on this today, I was like, I just started telling people that I was a photographer.
There you
Identity
go.
work.
There you
We
go.
just had a
It's all
manifestation
it's
episode.
all an illusion too, though. It's
God,
a
I
sense
love
of
that.
like Nina and I were just talking about there's like a lot of opportunity to speak to like interior designer like students and stuff about like what we do. And I think there was like a part of me the last year when I like heard of some of this stuff, I'm like, am I like qualified to do that in a way? Like, but like also why not? Like even if I'm not on some level of other people they're hearing from, like there could be something relatable about what I have to say. But even to go in a room and be like, I'm a textile designer, like that hasn't naturally come out very easily for me. For some reason I have some resistance in that, but I think owning that is like the number one most important thing you can do, because it the way that then your identity and everything like communicates to that client or that person, it's through confidence and just owning it, you
Yeah.
know?
Totally, like,
Because what are
claim
the
it.
qualifications? Like, what is it? It just, you
Yeah,
know?
like, who say
Right.
you are or you're not. Just you.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's not the same as like being on a sports team where you have to like try out and make it. This is like your thing. This is whatever you want it to be. So I love that.
Thank
That's a
you.
great little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, identity work. Yeah, I haven't thought of it like that. But yeah, I just started literally telling people anytime I could, like anytime I could weave it into a conversation. I'm like, yeah, I do photography now. Never had a paid client before. I was just like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. And I kind of like faked it till I made it in a sense. And it
But it's like
worked.
you have this like when I feel like when you own the title, like I recently started owning the fact that I'm a podcaster, which is like crazy. Like it still sounds weird to me, but like once I own it, all of a sudden it is easy to bring up in conversations because it's what
Mhm.
I do. I'm a podcaster. I come home from work, I do some editing on the podcast. Then I also have a text like, and it's like once you start doing that, there's this air of confidence that you communicate to other people, like without being like, I'm confident about this. You're just like owning the space. You're owning the space that you're creating for yourself. And it's like you don't shy away. And then that's
Yeah.
like so intriguing to other people, especially clients who are like, oh, I want to work with the person who's confident like this. That's
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
awesome. Oh my gosh. I love
Yeah.
that you started
I
doing
just,
that.
me too. I'm gonna take that and uh try to harness more of that energy for myself. So I'm glad you said that. What was your first paid client opportunity? And like, what'd you feel? Were you nervous or?
So, my friends in the beginning were so lovely because they were like a lot of my clients in the beginning. And even when I was just like a baby beginner, they would like throw me a little bit of money. But my first wedding was my best friend, Hannah Tokic.
Oh,
And
yeah.
yeah, in
And they
2021.
Mhm.
Yes. So, and then from there, I met her cousin, and her cousin hired me to do a family shoot. And I think that was my first paid shoot. And yes, was always literally trembling with nerves on the way to a shoot. Like, oh my gosh, you would think I was just about to skydive. I was so, so nervous all the time because it felt like I was showing up to like a performance in a way.
Yeah.
I don't know, because photography is a lot of like creating on the spot when you're with people doing portrait sessions like that. So yes, I would get so, so nervous.
What were things that you would like did you have any practice or anything, like, something that because it's, like, a lot of times people encounter that, like, wall of fear, right? And it's, like, it can be, like, kind of all-consuming, but, like, did you do anything to, like, get over that or move through it? Like, I don't know, anything. Like or was it literally just showing up?
Like proving to yourself you could do it over time.
Literally, I think it was just that. It was just
Yeah.
time, experience, but
Faking it till you make it a little bit.
yes, I mean, same thing. Yeah, faking it till I made it. So much of it is a blur. I'm like, I can't believe I did that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It is really interesting to think about my early days, and just how beginner I was. But yeah, in the beginning, like with weddings at least, it was like to get experience, you had to have experience. And yes, I had like my bestie Hannah Tokic's wedding, but I didn't have a big paying client's wedding portfolio under my belt. Yeah.
Okay, that's a great so it's kind of a catch-22. Like I use my fiance's career a lot in every episode we talk about because it's so specific. But his catch-22 is like with finding like representation, they wanna sign you based off like what your portfolio is. But when you go out for castings and different things, it's really hard to get things unless you have the right representation. So to get the thing that the managers and agents want, you need them. So
Yep.
you're like, how do I you and so you have to create your own opportunities, basically what I'm getting at. What was like I think that's a really good thing. Like weddings are also really intense and people take them extremely, it's the biggest moment in people's lives. Like was that
Yeah.
like an intimidating thing to try to break through specifically in that world?
Yeah, incredibly.
Yeah.
I mean, especially like we can touch on this later too, but just like with what weddings have become, I'm interested to hear both of your experiences as engaged girlies.
Dude, we need to talk about
Yeah.
this. We need to totally
I love to
yeah.
talk about this.
But you know the pressure of planning and the expectations and this template that has been drawn by like Pinterest and by the girl that got married last month, like for weddings and how you should experience them and move through them and how they should look. It's just the the stakes have gotten really high, higher than they already are as one of the most like significant days of your life. So a lot of pressure, and it is just one of those things where it's like every time I do it, I show up more confident to the next one. But yeah, the pressure is real. The pressure
It's
is
still
real.
it's still like a stage. Like it I never thought about it like that. Like, I always like, when I'm at weddings, I think about the photographers and stuff, but they're so busy and they have all these cameras around them and stuff, and it really is like, "Oh my gosh."
Well,
Like, I
also,
just
like
wanna pay my respects to you. Like,
oh,
that
of
is like
course.
it's a big job, and to your point, it's just so much pressure, so mad
And it's
respect.
like there's okay, like this is why I think it's such a crazy job. Like what you do is actually insane. And like I say that about like interior designers too, like for different
Mhm.
reasons. But like what you do is insane because not only are you showing up to an event with like 5 cameras, yeah, make sure everything's charged, the SIM card, like what if a SIM card breaks and you lose pictures to I can't believe it.
Oh,
So
nightmare. My biggest nightmare,
that's
truly.
no, that's
Yeah.
truly a
Mm.
nightmare.
Yeah.
I'm stressed and I don't even
Yeah.
own a camera.
We will never have to do that, and we're stressed for ourselves.
I'm losing it. So, but you not only have to do that, you then have to deal with people who I'm assuming you communicated with before, but not like in depth. So you just show up to the day and not only like have all this stuff going on about like yourself and your business, but also being like a therapist to these other people. And then you're also dealing with a bride or whoever, mother of the bride, like whoever who has these expectations coming in, right? If they're looking at like Vogue photography, but their daughter doesn't look like a model, it's not going to turn out that way. You know what I mean? So then all of a sudden you're dealing with like all these different layers
Oh,
of
yeah.
things and like, oh my gosh, I can't even. And then the lighting, and then you have to deal with the lighting.
Right, and then the composition, and then my
And then
camera settings. I'm like, "Damn, I'm being a therapist right now. Hold
This
on,
is
I
what
yeah.
left the dress."
but full circle, that's your two last years of college probably taught you a lot about
Oh, I know
the
you have
element of
patience.
this.
You got patience for days. I can see it.
Definitely, and I mean, that is part of it that I love. I like being in service to people, and I feel like wedding photography was this really awesome blend of, like, caring about art and people, so I feel lucky in that way. I mean, it's a huge honor to, like, get to walk through those moments with people and for them to trust me to make them feel comfortable and capture their day, but, yeah, to your point, like, I try to have a lot of conversations leading up to weddings with my clients, and we talk about expectations and we talk about how we're going to move through these moments. And, I tell them that I don't want them to feel bound by these rules that they saw on Pinterest, online, on social media. And we like work on that together. But it's a lot of therapizing. It's a lot of, like, getting really, like, theoretical about it and nailing down what really matters to me, not only as an artist, but as, like, a person who is experiencing this very, very life-changing day with you, and, how I show up on that day and how my presence impacts the room, like, really matters to me. So, I have a lot of conversations with my clients about, like, how we're gonna move through the day together, and that goes a long way. But you guys have to tell me how you're feeling about your wedding planning experience.
Oh my gosh. Well, we haven't.
Do you
So
wanna know? Me and I, in
honestly,
good ways, yeah, we're cut from the same cloth a little bit here.
we have
Well,
some
Nina, you go
thoughts.
first.
So
This
I
is a
say
this
wait.
is okay.
Maybe I don't put words in your
So,
mouth. Not
okay,
meaning right and
you
all. But
you
no, listen to me. The wedding world nowadays has gotten to a point that it's a little bit repulsive to me. Like I don't the level of expectation, like the size of the event, like it's turned into something that I feel like is more of like I'm stepping into society now hand in hand with the man rather than being this like deeply intimate, like I don't know. It has lost a level of personability to me and individualness. It has become more of like we need to meet these markers in order to tell people that we can step into the world this way and then we'll be accepted to the group. And that's what it's
Mhm.
giving. It's giving groupthink. It's giving,
It's like social collateral type thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like this weird thing. And the thing is that like I've never seen a wedding that's not beautiful, right? Like I'm not harping on anybody. Like being a bridesmaid at my friend Maddie's wedding was like the greatest honor of my life. And there's so much love in that relationship. And like you felt it all day. And I mean, it was beautiful, definitely Pinterest worthy. People are going to be pulling her pictures for their weddings. Like I totally see that happening. But it's just like become this kind of this beast that I'm having trouble finding my path in, if that makes sense. And I'm just taking in, it's just so much information. Caroline and I've definitely talked about this. It's so much information being thrown at you and so many options and so many this. You got to have the vendor, you got to do all this stuff. And it's kind of turned me away towards a bigger celebration. And I'm more into like elopement, small groups, very, just very, very intimate, tiny thing. Like I love the idea of a backyard wedding. Like I'm kind of just like leaning away towards this extravagant nature of things.
Yeah, you sound like so many brides that I talk to, seriously.
Oh,
People
thank
are
God.
feeling this.
Oh,
I
yeah.
I can
That's
feel the
good.
shift. I can
That's
feel
good.
it.
Yeah, I think I'll second basically everything Nina said. I mean, we should probably have like we could do a whole nother episode with you, Julian, because you see this so up close. It's hard. It's almost like I don't even want to talk about it because I don't want to offend anyone. Like I
Yeah,
don't,
well,
you know,
too bad.
it's so personal to me and my experience on earth with my partner. Like we've been together for so long, and that is in its own unique bucket. And then there's just all these elements, and there was COVID, and there's just all these things. And I just feel like the internet the last 3 years is just like interneting so hard
Mhm.
that we've forgotten the separation between the two things. And then there's the ego. So all of the parts of me that are repulsed in pushing it away, then there's this little ego version of myself behind it being like, but then I want that thing moment. Like I want to be seen. I want to walk down the aisle. I want to dress up. I want to have a moment. I want to have be photographed. I'm so in this torn situation of like, I know I don't think I want like a huge thing or so many of the like luxurious details. I don't need that, but it's even still just breaking it down even more. It's like once you start, like I think you said this, Julian, like the way that society or Pinterest have kind of mapped these things out, like the guide,
Mhm.
once I start to peek into it just a little bit, it feels really hard to avoid the guide. Like it feels really hard to make my own version of it without falling into all these little traps that create what a wedding is. And then I'm like, there's that part of my ego that wants to participate, and the other part of my ego is like, I wanna be different. I wanna do something different. And
Yeah.
then you go on the internet and everyone's done something different. Like the flowers and the people are so creative, and it's just like everyone's like almost one-upping each other. And I'm like, okay, I think my only solution, what I'm getting down is just like paring it down and being as simple as we possibly can, and then like having the love part shine through, and I would love to have that be captured on film or, um, or maybe video, I don't know, maybe just film and just, like, shooting and seeing what we get, down whenever it develops or something. I think that could be a
Love.
cool way to look at it, but I don't know, so I'm like I'm a year into this engagement, I'm so don't know, and I think that's also okay. I don't know if you see I think timeline would be an interesting thing to hear from you, like, what the pressure people feel of, like, making this stuff happen. I've tried to really, like, alleviate myself of that, of being like, "Why is a year a marker of what?" Like, who made that up, you know?
There's no
It
rules. That's
there's
the
no
point.
rules.
Mhm.
So I think a lot of it is blocking out the noise. I teeter on, like, how much to talk about it with who, because I'm like, I'm not trying to poo-poo on that for anyone else. I just know what's gonna make me happy on that day, what's gonna make me feel, like, present. I think I care the most about that part of it, of being present. So, yeah, hearing us any tips?
I mean, you're not alone. That's
Okay,
for sure. That's
that's
for
good to
sure.
hear. That's good to
I
hear.
I think a lot of people are feeling torn between, like, all these things that they see online and what they think they have to do to have a wedding, and wanting some of it, and not wanting any part in other aspects of, like, a typical wedding day. But, I mean, there's
Mhm,
no rules, like, truly. I what you said, Caroline, about just wanting to feel present and free and just, like,
mhm.
having the love shine through. I mean, yeah, just tell that to your wedding vendors, seriously. I feel like you guys could do a really interesting episode on wedding planning.
I think we should.
That'd be interesting for sure.
Yeah, for
Oh
sure.
god. We'll start
We
planning
should, but
like
we
a
shouldn't.
business.
We
We'll
should,
come
but we shouldn't.
another business would come out of this.
You're right.
What are
Join
some
me.
Yeah, yeah, there we go. That's your next step right
start
there.
another thing. What is like a unique thing that you saw that you got to like capture that you were like, "Oh, this is special." And did it have to do with like the ideas or like the people? Like what are some things that you see that you like really enjoy being participating in or capturing?
Like a highlight? A
Yeah,
highlight of
just
her
like it could be
career?
anything. Just like
I like that.
it could be like a decision someone made, or it could be a moment that you saw where you were like, "Oh, this is real. This is awesome," and it was unique. That might be hard to answer because I'm sure you
Hmm.
see so much stuff.
Trying to think. Honestly, just anytime I see people, what I love?
Tell me.
This is what I'm trying to unlearn all of these templates that come with the wedding industry too. Like I'm very much trying to move into wedding days with a clean slate. I'm trying to move into my client calls with no assumptions about what they might want. I feel like I used to kind of assume every bride and every couple did want all of these like stereotypical, generic, cookie cutter type photos and experiences for photos on their wedding day. But I've tried to just like wipe that slate clean and have the client tell me what matters to them. But sometimes, I'm just trying to do an efficient job and I will come in with an expectation or like an assumption of what a bride wants to do. And when she's like, "Oh, I don't care about that." I'm like, I love you. I'm so happy that you felt comfortable enough to tell me that does not matter to you on your wedding day and you don't wanna do it.
Cool brides, cool brides.
You
We
do
can
look
all
like cool
aspire
brides.
to
I can
be.
tell.
Wait, I can't wait to look at more, dig into more of your stuff. I like purposely
Oh, you're
didn't
gonna
dig in too much because I wanted to hear like I think Nina said something about a photo you have for that gave it soul to it. I was excited to like experience you and then
Mhm.
go look at it because I think that's the best.
Oh,
So
love that.
I'm already like excited to go and see more about your stuff.
Well,
Wait,
thank you.
what you just said has makes so much sense to me because I followed you for years. Ever since you started photography by Julian, I've been there. I've been and I'm watching. I'm watching everything because I love it. And I do have a dream of doing a photo shoot with you one day, not even
Please.
photography related. So I don't know what that's going to look like yet, but I do have a dream of doing that. Or not photography, not wedding related. Like outside. Like
Yeah.
Lifestyle.
I don't know if it would be lifestyle, fashion, editorial, like
Yeah.
something for the one of the brands. I don't know.
Branding.
Ooh, this is
Okay, we'll
getting me
talk, we'll
thinking.
talk.
I've been working on this. But I've seen your evolution of like your style come through so much more. Like what you just said just clicked that for me because you're like, you know, you had the expectation, everything. And then you said, when did you start doing that? Like kind of like switching that mindset of being um like, you know, not
Just
having the
more
expectation.
open.
Yeah, just more open.
Would say this year for sure. Last year was my first full-time year doing weddings, and it was my first full-time year after quitting my corporate job. So I was, a bit in survival mode, just learning so much for the first time and just trying to do a good job. And I bit off a little bit more than I could chew. So I was just like kind of going through the motions and trying to keep it consistent with what I had learned and knew about wedding photography since I had started. And then this year, I literally was just like editing one day and I was like, first of all, photography is art. Second of all, art has no rules. None. I mean, who's to say like how I can and can't edit this photo or how I can and can't show up to a wedding and the photos I do and don't have to take. So
Fuck
that
yeah.
just like little realization, like
Oh, it shows.
art has no rules, business has no rules. I mean, like,
And the best art is like the individual version of your uh practice. Like if you're a photographer or a painter, not following the rules is where the good stuff happens.
I
Mhm.
agree. I mean, that's like how you set yourself apart
Yeah.
eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, you have
but
beautiful film work. There's so much movement. It looks like stills from like a rom-com, but like the coolest rom-com ever.
I
Like it
love
just
that.
like you can feel so much like emotion in it. And I can see like you in it. It's like it's literally your energy capturing the moment for them.
Oh, I love that.
Too.
Oh my God, it's gorgeous. Like it's literally beautiful. And it's this year that I was like, oh my God, I see like she's
So thank
coming
you.
through.
Do you think some of that too is just like aging? Like Nina and I talk a lot about like all these like kind of versions of ourselves that pop up, like kind of just come with age. And with that, this like knowing yourself better and stepping into that. Well, to the experience too of like you probably working through so many clients and so many events, but are you like are you stepping into that a little bit more and just like
Like
loving
perspective.
that? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
absolutely. I feel like
It's a good spot.
yeah. And like, again, that's kind of like what sets you apart is finding your unique perspective. Oh my gosh,
Mhm.
I read this like brilliant line in a book recently that I wish I could remember because it was like saying how so much of art is how the artist perceives. It's like what they see and then how they translate it. That's like what
Mhm.
makes you different.
Hmm.
I mean, we
Yeah.
all can show up to the same wedding and capture it completely differently, see completely different moments, highlight different things. Um, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go offline and like send you guys this underline that I have in a book. I
Please
always read a book.
do. We'll
Oh
put
my
it in the
gosh.
we'll put in one of the captions of our little reels or something.
It
Yeah.
was
That
so
We're
good.
good. Well, one last thing, and then we'll get into. I want to talk about like future stuff for you because I'm excited to see where this goes. But I'm reading a book right now, and it's called Mastery. It's by the I forgot, of course, I always forget the author's name. Um, it's by the same guy that wrote 48 Laws of Power, which is like this big controversial book. But he wrote this book called Mastery, and it's like essentially detailing the experience of how to become a master at something. And it goes into detail of like the theories of how to do it. Then it also pulls in like real life stories of like artists and inventors and people like that. And it just clicked for me when you were talking because it always starts out with like, you're in the learning phase, like the podcast, like the just like being the sponge phase. And
Yep.
then you get thrown into the doing phase. And that's like kind of like where you're in the trenches of like just going through the motions. Like going through the motions is already so much work that you can't even think past that. Like you're just trying to like show up for work and get the pictures done. And
Survival.
like you're
Yeah.
like survival mode. But then you said you did that for a year. So now you've kind of hit a stride there. And when you're able to finally hit that stride, hit that like gliding phase and like on your journey to becoming a master at something, that's when the creativity has the space to jump in. And now you're saying that all of a sudden your perspective jumps in. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this book. Like this book. And
Yeah.
I keep finding signs of this book everywhere. It's beautiful. I highly recommend reading it. It puts things so eloquently on like um the true nature and hard work that it takes to pursue something and to like really like fall in love with a work that you're doing.
Yeah, and to,
Um,
like, unlock your full, like, creative potential behind it. I think also with, like, unlocking creativity and, like, unlocking this, like, new character in yourself to be so all in on your creative pursuit, for me, it's so much about how I'm balancing my whole life, and which is a heavy weight to carry. It's a big task to see through. But I mean, the more my life is balanced in all other areas, health, wellness, relationships, sleep, um, the more I can just show up and like have so much more mental space and clarity to be creative and like think in a new way and be like, oh, art has no rules, duh. And like you get these crazy downloads when you just like clear up the mental space by organizing other parts of your life, which is like a really interesting dance as a creative, as I'm sure y'all know too, because we're business people and we're creatives. And like balancing that is a really interesting task, but a very rewarding one when
mhm.
you like
It's the
come
ultimate
through.
dance for sure. Okay, Nina, I feel like we each have one more question, and everything Julian just said like gave me. I want to ask a million questions. Honestly, like I think
I
Julian needs to come
know.
back because we just
I'll
scratched
come
the
back.
surface. Oh, I have so many questions. Okay, my last question will be going off what you just said about balancing your work, life, health, discipline, social. Do you have any like tips or advice or just something you've learned from trying to achieve this balance? Because I do think that is one of the big things to me with starting your own business is like you have to create your own structure. And it sounds really exciting and really yummy, and it can be, but it's also extremely hard depending on the way you're wired. Like I grew up thinking I was like this type A person. I had straight A's in high school, did well in college. Then I got out and, I had some other jobs, but even those were kind of like creative, small team, small business. And now like the situation I'm in, I work from home by myself in LA. The discipline it takes to do your day job and then jump and be creative and then go do your workout and then clear your head. Like it's
Mhm.
so rewarding when you get it down, but I think that it's an oversold lifestyle that it's easy or that it's like always whatever. I don't know. So just if you have anything you want to say about it, because I think, I have dipped into that a little bit and I think that could be helpful for people that are interested in maybe doing their own thing.
Well, I just co-sign everything that you just said because yeah, I did it. I did the like two jobs, side hustle, working a full-time career and starting a business thing. And it is a huge sacrifice. Like, I would say it's almost like a risk because I think that your time is your biggest asset. And like, it feels scary to give so much time to anything. So that was definitely like a really big sacrifice that felt heavy to me in the beginning and like still does. Like I work on the weekends, I work every day at my desk, I work at night, but and I'm thinking about my business constantly, like incessantly, crazily.
It's like never enough. Like you've never really done enough.
Mhm.
to prepare. Like, you have, like, a game day too on Saturdays. Like, you have to prep, I'm sure, routine and all these things, and so, yeah, I guess another thing, a question within the question is, like, have you had to say no to things?
Oh, for
A
sure.
lot
Oh
of
my
things, and
gosh.
that has that been hard? Because I find that to be hard.
Part of my Saturn return is learning how to say no.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Like, really, learning that it's okay to be greedy with your time has been a huge lesson for me that I actively have to work at because, when I started my business, I felt my life changing. I felt my relationships changing because the way I was spending my time was changing so dramatically. And that's an interesting thing to go through. But I would just say, like, if you're obsessed with something, you don't have to love this idea. Like, if someone has an idea and they're obsessed with it, it's just so worth pursuing, and you don't have to love this idea all the time. You don't have to feel motivated all the time, but are you thinking about it all the time? Are you consumed by it? If so, like, go after it.
Yeah.
That's
Just
a
at
good
least
point.
just dig in.
Yeah, because you're already expending the energy internally. You might
Yes.
as well be putting boots on the ground. If you're already thinking about it all the time, then go do it, go fail, and then like pivot or succeed or whatever. But at least like get your
Yeah,
hands
you're
dirty
not
with
torturing
something.
yourself wondering. I think that's the thing people might regret one day if they're like, "Oh, I just had such a passion for this thing and I just never
Hmm?
I
That's
never
my
even took a
greatest fear.
class." Like, I just love that your story starts with you having this job, but you took classes. Like, I think that's such a doable thing for people to take with them if they have a interest, because there's always a class or a book or a podcast, and it's just like a way to dip your toes while not taking the huge risk yet.
Yeah.
Um, but, like, instead of, yeah, just sitting on it all the time and wondering, like, and doubting, I think there's an action piece in there that sounds like you were in on.
Like, what's that saying that's like, it's like, what's worse? Like, trying and failing or, like, never try. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yes,
I'm kind
Yes.
of
yes.
butchering it.
No, no, no.
We
We
butcher. That's what we do here.
Yeah,
We butcher.
we're butchers.
We're butchers.
We're a butcher
Sayings,
shop.
quotes. Yeah. It's like, would you rather, like, do it or not do it, basically?
Yeah.
Um,
It's are you gonna, yeah, try and risk failing and then knowing, or are you gonna be too scared and never try anything at all and regret that? I
and
think the
regret not
regret of
trying.
that, yeah, regret not trying is worse than failing.
Yeah,
Because also,
Totally.
who cares,
that's
you
that
know?
fear. That right there is that's my fire under my ass. Like,
Yeah,
yes, there's like parts of what I do that like set my soul on fire, but like I can't rely on motivation.
we can't.
Discipline is there, but it can get redundant and boring and kind of like suck my energy out. But like when I'm like, I don't know, I'm like, I think of myself on my deathbed and I talk about this Caroline all the time. I feel very connected with my older self, like my deathbed self, like me on my deathbed. I can like feel her. I like know her as this like distant friend that I haven't talked to in a while, but like I can like literally be making decisions now in my current life and like feel her voice. And so I've always and she's like kind of a hard out. She's like an
No, I love
she's like a
bitchiness.
bitch. She's a
I
bitch. She has no excuses. I'm like, I don't know about that. And she's like, what the hell? Like, well, how are you?
Yeah.
If you don't do it, then we're not going to have it. I'm like, oh my God. Okay.
That's a good way to look at it. Honor that. We're always kind of honoring the little version of us, and then you're right. I like thinking about like the old version of us that like make her proud. Like try things.
Yeah,
I
I
love
love
it.
that. I mean, I'll like talk and, think about and listen to like my higher self. Like, I always tell people, I'm like, don't ask your neighbor for advice. Ask your higher self. Okay. She knows, you
That's
know.
the energy I'm connecting to. I'm just
Yes.
Mhm.
assuming that my higher self would have locked in by then.
Exactly. So, yeah,
But
she has.
that's the exact energy that I'm connecting to.
I love that.
Okay, I have one last question for you before we wrap up. Well, actually, it's like it's a two-parter. So, first of all, you told me this, and I want to hear all about it when you're back on another episode because we want you to come back. You're going on a photography retreat. I want you to tell us what this is and tease it a little bit because we are all for a creative retreat. I think that would be so cool for us to break down once you're back. We'll give you some time to relax once you're back, but we want to pull you back on for there.
I would love to be there. So listen, it is actually not a photography retreat. It is my 30th birthday in a month. And I am going to Paris by myself. Okay.
What?
Oh, Julian, I love that.
Wait, this is
Thank
awesome.
you. I had to, I had to think about this I had to talk about it with my therapist. And I was like, is this weird? Is this sad what I'm doing? Like, I'm going away on my 30th birthday by myself to a
The
foreign
opposite
country.
is sad. The opposite.
Yeah.
Deep in my soul, it feels so correct. And my therapist really helped me reframe it in a beautiful way. She was like, I've spent a lot of time on this journey of like self growth and self healing and self love and self discovery. And now I'm going on this trip to celebrate myself by myself on my 30th birthday. And I have some like photography projects that I have in my brain, but I'm trying to not get too granular with them. I just want to see like what happens. So
yeah.
we're gonna
Whoa.
see what comes out in the moment. And I'm just creating to create for myself. Like there's no money involved. It's just me like vibing, seeing what happens.
I just
Oh
got so
gosh.
excited for you.
I'm
Wait,
so excited for
what's
you.
your birthday?
November 8th.
Okay, November 1st. So you're Scorpio.
You're Scorpio.
What are your other two signs?
Oh gosh.
So what the trifecta?
Moon in Gemini, and then rising is Leo.
Ooh.
What about you?
I'm a double Scorpio, Libra, I think. I always forget the third one. I think it's the Libra.
I love Libra.
So I'm a Scorpio moon and sun, and then a Libra rising.
Okay.
What are yours?
I'm Taurus,
Mhm.
Sagittarius, and Virgo.
Oh yeah, you totally got the Virgo in you. Oh my effing god.
That's like a lot of earth and fire.
I would say I'm like it makes me incredibly grounded, but this like Sagittarius part of me, like my moon being Sagittarius, connects me to this like spiritual realm. Like I'm like I can be very like head in the clouds, and like especially with like my emotions and stuff. Like I see my my emotions, excuse me, as like dimensions. It's like, oh, it's never just I feel sad. It's like an expansive world opens up once I like connect with my emotions, which has made me very avoidant of my emotions because it's a lot of work. But yeah, so those are my top 3. Okay, I'm very excited for you for this retreat. Like,
I love this.
This is very like it's giving Eat, Pray, Love. I'm sure you already gotten that.
Exactly. And I watched that for the first time on my way back from Italy last month. Yeah. So this is my mini Eat, Pray, Love. I'm really excited. I just feel like even though it's not business related, it's going to spark so much creativity and like
everything we do is business related at
I
this
booked
point.
it on my business credit card. I sure did.
Exactly. We'll talk about that in the next episode too.
Oh my god, I love that.
We'll get into that type of stuff because it is a whole world of organizing yourself and figuring out. Is this a write-off? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not even there yet, so I'm gonna learn from you girls.
It's good. Just wait.
I know. Okay, I'm so excited from that. This has been amazing. I love you.
So
I adore you.
Guys.
Your energy is everything. Before we wrap up, what is one lesson or hope that you hope people take away from your journey?
Oh, yeah. I love this. I feel like I'm just going to stay on the like rules theme of like, there's no rules to your journey. It's yours. Honor it, embrace it, do what feels right to your soul. Like I said, don't ask your neighbor what to do. Ask yourself. You know your internal guidance for how to approach whatever it is that you're trying to pursue. So yeah, no rules.
I love the answers within.
There's
within all of us.
Amen.
That's beautiful.
This was so fun. I will come back anytime. I'm so glad that you guys asked me to do this. Thank you.
I'm so excited. Everyone follow along. We'll put your, like, obviously Nina's good at that stuff, like handle and stuff, but we're in our 20s. We got some girls getting married up in here. So you never know.
Email me.
Email
me.
I love it.
Okay, yay. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
And thank you, listeners, for tuning in. I hope you guys got something out of this. If you like what you heard, like, subscribe, and please. Oh, wait, Julian, where can we find you on social media? What is it?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We'll put in the stuff, but say it.
Yeah. Instagram at photography.byjulian. Website photographybyjulian.com.
I love it.
Beautiful.
All right. Peace out, beautiful people. I hope you have a wonderful week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.